Hello, everyone. My name is Heidi Gallegos, and I am the President and CEO for the Brea Chamber of Commerce. It is my pleasure to welcome you to a Brea Chamber First, our 2020 State of the City, Business as Unusual, an online presentation. On behalf of the Board of Directors, our members, and the over 10,000 employees they represent, we thank you for watching Mayor Marty Simonoff's update to the community. The past few months have been extraordinary times in our history. COVID-19 has dramatically changed the way we communicate, interact, and do business in Brea. But that hasn't stopped the Chamber and the many businesses in Brea from being innovative, creative, and serving our community. The worldwide crisis has forced companies of all sizes to adapt and evolve. From the initial shutdown, local restaurants continued to serve meals to go, and even some sold paper and cleaning products to Brea residents. Businesses retooled their options in order to make respirators, masks, face shield, and sanitation products. Businesses that were allowed to open had to readjust to the partial closure. The one silver lining was that organizations were forced to expedite their use of technology to make employees' and customers' lives easier and better in order to serve our Brea community. Without a doubt, this has been a challenging time for Brea. But with perseverance, a can-do attitude, and realizing this is business as unusual, so constant change is the order of the day, the Chamber, along with our many in the community, have remained open to serve you. I would like to thank the City of Brea for working alongside the Chamber during these times to keep as many of our Brea businesses open. An event like this would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Thank you to Era Energy, LLC, Albertsons Distribution Center, Ambient Studios, Brea Gateway, Chevron Corporation, the City of Brea, the Curtis Theater, Credit Union of Southern California, Digical, Embassy Suites North Orange County, Brea, HBT Labs Incorporated, HDL Companies, Heinz, Insurance KO, Kindred Hospital Healthcare, Miller G. and Grande, Nationwide Insurance, Pacific Western Bank, Silverado Memory Care of Brea, and Southern California Edison. We again thank all our sponsors for the continued support of our annual State of the City. Before we begin today's presentation, we have greetings from those who represent us on our county, state, and federal level.
Hello everyone, it's Congressman Gil Cisneros, representing California's 39th District and the great city of Brea. I want to thank Mayor Simonoff and the Brea City Council members for their leadership, especially during these difficult times. Throughout the city of Brea, I've seen ordinary people do extraordinary things, and I couldn't be more proud of how we've come together during this pandemic. Stay strong, stay safe, and take care. Enjoy the state of the city. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hi, this is Senator Ling Ling Chang, and it is an honor to represent the wonderful city of Brea in the state Senate. Just wanted to wish everyone a great first virtual State of the City, and please keep safe, and I hope to see you all next year.
Hi, I'm Philip Chen. I'm the Assembly Member for the 55th Assembly District, which I represent Los Angeles County, Orange County, and San Bernardino County. It's a distinct pleasure to represent the city of Brea. I particularly want to thank Mayor Marty Simonoff for his outstanding leadership and work in this current year. Also wish you the best for your State of the City. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Doug Chafee, your Orange County 4th District Supervisor. Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council, for inviting me to participate in your virtual State of the City Business as Unusual event. I want to applaud the residents, businesses, and city staff for taking care of one another during the pandemic and adapting business operation to the new normal. I'm proud to represent the fine city of Brea and wish you all the best for the remainder of the year.
Thank you to all our representatives for your warm greetings. It now gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. Mayor Marty Simonoff is currently serving his 6th term on the Brea City Council. He has proudly served as mayor in 1999, 2002, 2007, and 2015. Mayor Simonoff's professional experience includes a career in law enforcement. He retired in 1991 as a police captain with the city of Huntington Park. Mayor Simonoff holds a Bachelor's Arts degree in Political Science from Whittier College, California. Though Mayor Simonoff is retired from public safety, he has maintained a strong interest in all aspects of public safety. He's beginning his 24th year as a member of the National League of Cities Public Safety and Crime Prevention Policy and Steering Committee, having served as its chair in 2006. He is also a 23-year member of the State League of California Cities Public Safety and Crime Prevention Policy Committee and Steering Committee, having served 2 terms as chair and currently serving as chair for 2020. Mayor Simonoff is a past member of the League of California Cities Board of Directors and served on the board from 2004 to 2010. He is past president of the Orange County Division of the League of California Cities. Mayor Simonoff also represents the city regularly on the Orange County Council of Governments and is a regional representative on the board of Southern California Association of Governments, otherwise known as SCAG. As a Brea resident since 1981, Mayor Simonoff has an extensive background of community service. He is a member of the Brea Lions Club and also serves on Brea Country Fair's Steering Committee. Additionally, Mayor Simonoff can be found volunteering for nonprofit organizations and service clubs that call on him to help. I would like to welcome to the stage Mayor Marty Simonoff.
Heidi, thank you for that introduction. And thanks to you for taking the time to virtually join me today for this year's State of the City. And what a year 2020 has been. We are used to doing things differently because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we should all be technology experts by now. And zooming in for a meeting or a presentation is a piece of cake. Well, sometimes. I want to thank the Brea Chamber of Commerce, their board of directors, and staff for finding a way to still have this annual event and for inviting me to speak with you. I know the Chamber of Commerce takes our community's economic health as seriously as we do. I am also grateful for this opportunity today because it allows me to thank all of you, the business owners and residents that are Brea's core. On behalf of my City Council colleagues, thank you for your contributions to the Brea community. Even during these tough times, as a part of the business community, you have continued to provide jobs, housing, services, and products that bolster our local economy and benefits the residents and visitors of Brea. Many of you have contributed by supporting city and community programs, either with financial or in-kind donations, or by volunteering your time. We truly appreciate your ongoing support. I am proud of this community and how we continue to come together for each other, now more than ever. We have all been grappling with the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic for nearly 6 months. I know this time has been challenging, and that you've all been affected, whether personally or your businesses have. We've all had to make modifications to the way we go about our daily lives, obtain essential services, and conduct business. Even the kids, as they had to begin the school year with distance learning. What I'm trying to convey is that we are all working through this together. Yes, these are challenging times, but our Brea community is strong and resilient. We will bounce back. Look how far we have come since mid-March, when the pandemic first began affecting us and we were told, stay safer at home. We learned what best health practices to follow to protect ourselves. And we have adhered to state and county health orders put in place to help stop the spread of COVID-19. We wear face coverings in public, frequently wash our hands, and maintain social distance from those we do not live with. It has all made a direct impact on our community. It's kept Brea's case count among the lowest in Orange County. In fact, efforts are causing a noticeable decline countywide in the amount of positive cases. Yes, things are finally starting to improve, but it's important that we remain vigilant. I know we all want to get back to our normal routines. I sure do, and we will. Let's keep up the good work, and we will all get there. I truly believe where there are challenges, there are opportunities. And boy, this pandemic has challenged us. But I bet many of you have stories about the opportunities you have found along the way. Let me tell you how we adapted at the city to continue supporting this community throughout the challenges of this pandemic. We closed our facilities, canceled events and activities to keep everyone safe from the spread of the COVID-19. Yet, our challenge was to continue serving you by keeping business as usual during this unusual time. How did we do that? Staff that was used to serving the public face-to-face began working remotely. We quickly switched to providing services online, by email, by phone, to keep supporting the community needs. Let me assure you that the doors may have been closed, but the work did not stop. I'll give you some examples. The Building and Safety Division turned to technology to keep construction projects, plan reviews, and inspections moving forward. Since we closed City Hall to the public in mid-March, nearly 200 plans have been submitted and more than 400 permits have been processed using a completely digital workflow. We also equipped field inspectors with personal protective equipment, and they've been able to conduct over 2,500 inspections. In the city's planning division, they too received electronic submittals and did not stop reviewing permit applications for home additions, commercial tenant improvements, and so on. They turned to conference calls, Zoom meetings for screen checks to discuss development applications and to keep them moving forward. During the closure, 11 development projects remained in active review to progress them through the development process. Several of them were sent to the Planning Commission and City Council for final approval. I'll tell you more about those a little later during my development update. When I said the city had to close all of its facilities, I meant all of them. City Hall, the Curtis Theater, the Community Center, and even the Senior Center. But we knew we still had to continue serving our community senior population. This was not the time to close down on them. Instead, staff pivoted to continue providing seniors essential resources, such as meals, groceries, and essential supplies. And many of you assisted us with that effort. From April through the end of June, over 27,500 meals have been distributed to seniors. That's an average of over 315 meals each day. And we can tell our seniors are listening to the recommendation of staying home. Since the center closed its doors, an additional 393 individuals have registered to receive nutritional services. Needless to say, it continues to be a very busy time for the Senior Center and Community Services staff. At the same time, we are thrilled to be able to offer this service. But we couldn't do it all ourselves. Thanks to you, our amazing Brea community, the Brea Senior Center has received many generous donations and volunteers to help provide additional resources. Here are some of the profoundly generous donations we've received during this time. Brea is truly a special place. I've always known that, but it's profoundly evident when you see the amount of generosity during these tough times. At the city, we've continually tried to find ways to support our residential and business communities during this pandemic. COVID-19 is affecting more than Brea, so we are participating in regional efforts to help mitigate its effects. I have weekly Zoom meetings and conference calls with all of Orange County mayors and the County of Orange. I am also participating in a new group, the Coalition of California Mayors. Brea City Manager and staff also take part in similar regional meetings so we can work through this pandemic together across our state and county. Working with our regional partners has shown quite an advantage as we are seeing assistance come through for our businesses as they start to reopen again. We are focused on representing Brea, helping our businesses reopen, ensure the needs of our community are met, and obtaining support for city programs that serve all of you. Locally, we have partnered with the Chamber to facilitate the donation of personal protective equipment. That equipment has subsequently been distributed to a variety of local businesses to assist them in their reopening efforts. They have also gone to local churches, among various other organizations. As a city, we understand the requirements and limitations placed on businesses right now, and what a burden they can be. So we have found new ways to be supportive. Throughout the pandemic, we focused on direct and frequent communications to keep the entire community informed, whether it would be through the COVID-19 dedicated website, social media, or newsletters. To reach our business community, we began using our business license database to email business owners directly with information affecting them during this time. If you have not received any of those emails, make sure your business email address is on file with the city. I know many of you are trying to adapt your business in order to continue operating and serving customers within the state-issued guidelines. Please know the Chamber and the city are here to support you. When some business operations had to move outdoors in order to remain open, the city began temporarily permitting the use of additional outdoor areas. My council colleagues and I waived the fees for those temporary permits so that portions of adjacent parking areas, walkways, and sidewalks could be converted to serve your customers. In addition, we put together a business liaison team to conduct in-person outreach to those who may not be aware of the new TUP process, and also identify additional ways the city can help. Bottom line, as a city, we want your businesses to succeed as much as you do. Your successes bolster our community and keeps Brea the vibrant, economically diverse city that it is. So to ensure our efforts to support Brea businesses and the community continue, we have put together a COVID-19 response and recovery working group. Comprised of city staff from different departments, the Chamber, the Ministerial Association, and the school district, this group meets bi-weekly to discuss their sector's needs and to ensure up-to-date information is conveyed. Great opportunities and connections have already come out of this group, and I am glad to have this resource available moving forward. Fortifying the city's economy has always been a council priority. Last year, we began a concerted effort to bring the city's economic development resources to the forefront, and we have not lost sight of that through this pandemic. BeBrea.com, the city's website dedicated to economic development, has added COVID-related information and resources for businesses. You can find the latest state and local grant opportunities, resource documents, and the permit application for temporary outdoor services. The city also reinvigorated its Shop Brea campaign to encourage the community to support our great variety of retail and dining options that Brea is known for. And while not everyone may feel comfortable shopping and dining outside of their homes at this time, I know you will be ready for them when the time comes. And to further support your business, the city wants to help you extend your outreach. When you post about your business on social media, tag or mention the City of Brea, we will share your posts with our accounts. Together, we will work to ensure Brea's economy thrives again. We all know cities across the nation are facing various economic challenges due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. But I want to assure you, the City Council's goal during this unsure time is to continue providing full service to the community while upholding Brea's financial stability. Back in June, my council colleagues and I adopted the city's current fiscal year budget. While it's a routine action taken with the utmost importance every year, we all know that this year has not been routine. City staff was in the midst of preparing the budget when quickly had to pause and adjust in order to respond to the effects of the pandemic. In a matter of weeks, COVID created numerous unforeseen financial impacts, not only for Brea, but for our entire nation. Because Brea has a long history of being fiscally strong and prudent, staff was able to identify savings and to make strides towards ending the 2019-2020 fiscal year balanced. I am proud to say we approved a balanced budget for the 2020-2021 year in spite of projecting drops in sales tax, transient occupancy tax, and community service revenues, all affected by the pandemic. Brea was judicious in realizing budget savings in prior years, so we were able to use the excess revenues over expenditures from fiscal year 2018 to 2019 to close the budget gap caused by the pandemic. We also used current available mitigation measures. FEMA and CARES Act funding was used to cover various COVID-related emergency costs. And staff is actively seeking reimbursement from county, state, and federal agencies to help offset the remainder of those emergency costs we continue to accrue. Although we approved a balanced budget, we know the work is not over as the economy remains uncertain. So staff will continue to monitor and adjust to fit the constraints of our new economic reality. They will proactively review and refine the budget to identify potential savings and efficiencies. After all, a city's budget is more than just numbers and pie charts. It's our plan. It outlines services and programs we commit to provide based on the needs of the community. Every year, my council colleagues and I review our top priorities. Creating a balanced city budget has always been on that list, along with continuing to pay down unfunded pension liability and supporting advocacy for pension reform. The cost of providing pension benefits is a major impact to the budget of many California cities. In Brea, we have shown our commitment to pension reform by continually working with our employees so that they contribute 100% of the employee's share of the retirement costs. In addition, most employee groups are paying more than the employee portion and are also sharing the cost of the city's portion. My council colleagues and I continue to set aside money in PARs, an irrevocable trust fund specially designed to offset retirement obligations in the event of a fiscal emergency. These are steps in the right direction, and progress is being made. We continue to work with our legislators to promote further pension reforms. I mentioned a bit ago that Brea's budget is a plan, and that includes planning for our capital improvement projects too. Although COVID-19 has hindered us in some ways, as a city we have continued to move forward with our planned capital improvement projects, as well as process private development projects, all of which benefit our great community. The city's capital improvement program sets goals and priorities for each year. Last fiscal year, the city successfully completed the 10 projects you see here. For this 2020-2021 fiscal year, the proposed capital improvement program has a total of 32 projects slated. 20 of them are continuing projects and 12 are new projects. Let's talk about the most significant one. Last year, the long-awaited 57 Freeway and Lambert Road Interchange Improvement Project kicked off. That project has been a top priority for many years. Let me show you some of the highlights of the work that has been accomplished so far and what's to come. This summer marked the first year completed of a 2.5-year, 8-stage project. As of now, the project is anticipated to be substantially completed by the end of 2021. These improvements listed here are nearly complete or still in progress during the first year of the project. During the second year of work, which we have just entered, stages 1, 2, and 3 are scheduled to be completed. Here are some of those items listed. And in the final year of the project, scheduled for fiscal year 2021-2022, work will focus on stages 4 through 8. Here's a list of the scheduled work. I know that's a long time to live through the inconvenience that go along with any construction project. City staff has been working closely with Caltrans to minimize construction disruption, manage traffic, and support ongoing communication. Once the project is completed, it will provide additional capacity, improve traffic flow and safety, and reduce congestion. It will be worth the wait. Development projects have also continued to progress despite the COVID-19 pandemic. This is important because it speaks to Brea's robust economy and will continue contributing in the years to come. There have been many projects in various phases happening around town, and I'm just going to highlight a few, mainly focusing on activity continuing during the pandemic. Let's start with the projects that have been recently approved. On May 21st, my council colleagues and I approved the Mercury Lane Workforce Housing Project, located on the southeast corner of Mercury Lane and Berry Street. This project is a 5-story building with 114 rental units, garage parking, and various recreational amenities. These apartments will be workforce housing units due to their affordability and proximity to major employment centers. Also in the spring, Brea Planning Commission approved the development of a residential care facility for assisted living and memory care, located at the corner of Randolph and Madison Way. The existing building will be demolished and a 2-story facility will be constructed in its place. Switching to ongoing construction activity, there are a few industrial projects currently under construction, along with some residential ones. The one we get the most questions about is the Brea Place development, on the corner of Birch Street and State College. That project has been in the works for a few years now. Right now you see large gray structures, and that's because construction started with building the internal parking structures for the mixed-use buildings that will wrap around the exterior. Once construction is further along, the gray structures will be hidden. When completed, Brea Place will be comprised of residential apartments, commercial space, and a hotel located in the lot across the street. The hotel is currently undergoing the building plan check process. Central Park Village development, located just south of Central Avenue and Site Drive, is just about complete. This last phase is in its construction of townhomes by Trumark Homes. Construction for this mixed-use development with townhome apartments, a medical office building, and parking structure, and a public park began in 2009. The last two developments I'm going to briefly mention are early in the development process. They have had scoping meetings, but have not had any public hearings or approvals. Brea 265 had its scoping meeting in January of 2019. Owned by Air Energy, this 265-acre site is located on the east side of Brea. Their specific plan proposes a master planned residential community of 1,100 residential units, parks, recreational amenities, and open space. The Brea Plaza expansion project had its scoping meeting a few weeks ago via Zoom due to the constraints of the pandemic. Located at the corner of Imperial Highway and Associated Road, this proposed mixed-use development would add apartments, office space, and a hotel in the existing retail shopping center. Again, these developments are in the early process, and what's being proposed by the developers has not been approved by the city. Before I wrap up my presentation, I want to update you on Brea's police and fire departments. Public safety remains a top priority, and one I know is important to all of you as well. During the pandemic, both departments have been on the front lines protecting our community. In 2019, the Brea Police Department responded to nearly 15,900 calls for service, and officers made a little over 1,600 arrests. These stats are slightly lower than those reported in 2018. The department maintained their goal of a 4-minute response time for emergency calls. They actually topped it with an average response time of 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Involving the community and making connections is an important part of policing. The Community Watch program includes both business and neighborhood watch components by using volunteers who want to make their community safer by partnering with members of the Brea Police Department. You can find out more at breapd.net. The department also facilitates a corporate security council made up of business security teams and the officers. If your security team is not already connected with this group, please have them reach out to our crime analyst. The police department continues finding ways to connect with the community through social media and their mobile app. They also go live every week on Facebook with their Brea 411 segment that features incident updates, tips, and information. The Brea Police Department continues to use technology to aid in policing. With the popular use of video surveillance cameras in homes and businesses, the department's Community Video Partner Program may help solve a crime. Go online and register your cameras. Don't worry. Your information is kept in a secure database. Brea Police have also partnered with the Neighbors by Ring app. This app allows the police department to contact you for assistance with video or photo content as needed. And you don't need to use Ring products. To learn more, visit breapd.net. The police department completed an organizational assessment and staffing analysis in 2019. Recommendations were made, and the department is in the process of reviewing and implementing them to best serve the needs of the community. The last item I want to touch on is the current state of policing and how we are addressing that in the City of Brea. The Brea Police Department is committed to enhancing safety and quality of life through smart, empathetic, responsive policing in partnership with the community. All Brea police officers adhere to the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics and the core values of the department. As a retired police captain myself, I understand the significance of upholding these values. My City Council colleagues and I expect our police officers to act without bias and to always conduct themselves in a professional manner marked by compassion and understanding. All officers are hired to provide safety for the entire community and to make a positive impact on the quality of life in Brea. And the department continually strives for improvement. We are all committed to providing a better future for our community. Moving over to the Brea Fire Department, in 2019 they responded to nearly 5,000 calls for service. Like police, that number is slightly lower than it was in 2018. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the fire department has been leading the city's Emergency Operations Center in order to respond to the impacts the virus has made to our community. On top of that, the Brea Fire Department continues to assist communities throughout California during the wildfire season. Our crews have helped battle various fires throughout the state as part of the mass mutual aid, and our fire units are currently deployed to the Salt Fire. In our own city, the Brea Fire Department is responsible for over 2,000 acres of wildland-urban interface between the areas of Tonner, Carbon, and Brea Canyons. Last year, the department acquired Brea ATV-3 to incorporate into their fleet. It has become an invaluable resource for both minor injuries and trauma cases in the rugged terrain of the canyons. So far, crews using this vehicle have made 8 successful rescues. This year, Brea Fire is adding a drone to their firefighting program. The drone will be used for incident command, reconnaissance, and decision-making during fires and fire prevention in our wildland setting. Aside from emergency response, the Brea Fire Department also provides a broad range of valuable resources to support businesses and the entire community. Their Fire Prevention Division provides many of these services. To safely continue these services during the pandemic, plan submittals are now offered electronically and inspections are conducted virtually. Prevention staff are also part of the new outdoor services permit process to ensure business modifications are within the fire code regulations. Are you prepared for a disaster? The department's emergency preparedness analyst has extensive knowledge in this field and can provide resources and information to better prepare you. She also oversees Brea's Community Emergency Response Team, also known as the CERT program. This free community program trains volunteers in disaster preparedness by providing training on light search and rescue skills and disaster medical operations. Classes are typically held 3 times a year, yet due to COVID, these classes have been canceled, but we hope to resume them in early 2021. Well, that's the end of my update for 2020. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to learn about what your community is doing for you, especially during these unusual and challenging times. I know that was a lot of information, but it's definitely not all that we're doing. There is so much more happening in this city every day. Staff is continually finding ways to adapt services and programs to ensure we can provide them to you in a safe way. I don't know when this pandemic will be over, but in the meantime, at City Hall, we continue working to ensure a strong, prosperous future for Brea. To find out more about any of the topics I spoke about today, visit the city's website. You'll find it there and much more. And make sure you stay in touch and up to date on all city news. It's easy. Just connect with us on our official news sources. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay safe and healthy.
Hi, I am the chairman of the board, Jay Badillo, the general manager of the Embassy Suites. Thank you, Mayor Simonoff, City of Brea staff, Glass Eyed Productions, and all of our sponsors that has helped make this online event possible. We truly appreciate this extraordinary partnership. And thank you to the Brea community and surrounding cities for taking the time to tune in today. As this decade begins and our city moves forward, we will keep working together and growing together so that citizens and workers here in Brea can thrive together, a city united and strengthened by our values. Thank you again and have a great day.